think most people know how universal Islam is? Like that it's not just from Arab countries or Pakistan, but that how are people surprised when they find out how widespread Islam is? Because with Jews, everybody thinks that if you're Jewish, at least in America, you must speak Yiddish or you must know Yiddish because so many Jews came from Eastern Europe. So I'm just curious if people think, you must be from an Arab country.
Yeah, lots of misunderstandings about Islam and Muslims. This is one of them, that people think that Islam and Middle East, they are together, even though only 15 to 18% of Muslims are Arabs who speaks Arabic. And then in India, you have 200 million Muslims. So it's a greater than only Middle East.
And that's where your family's from, right?
Yeah, originally from India. They built mosque in Michiana in 1994, and they did not have Imam for 3-4 years. So I came here in 1998. So that's why, I am here with my family and 4 kids.
Like we also have 4 children. 4 of them grew up here in South Bend, and I think when I talk to them about their growing up experiences and as they're meeting Jews from larger Jewish communities, I ask them if they feel, wow, did you miss out? And they're like, no, we love growing up in South Bend.
Michiana, it's a great place. It's a very welcoming place, especially South Bend and the Notre Dame community. They are very friendly, very supportive.
I would also say I want to thank you because you particularly have been so sensitive, also members of your community. When there's been acts of anti-Semitism, you reached out and sent a condolence. And I think that's really important, the sensitivity that we recognize that we are part of larger communities that have to look out for each other, and that we recognize there are extremists and bad people in all of our faiths, and that but they don't represent who we are.
Yeah, that's true.
And that we can be sensitive.
Yeah, I feel the same way that, when 9/11 happened, I was, when as Muslim communities were attacked and backlashes started, then people started coming in our community from Notre Dame community, from other faith groups, bringing flowers and cards of support and friendship. So that's something that, I don't forget, I will never forget that.
Yeah, I guess I should say one other thing too, because in some ways it is probably the elephant in the room between the Jewish and the Muslim communities, which is about Israel. Maybe what I would say if I was to speak to a Muslim community is the importance for Jews of Zionism. On the other hand, I guess what I would say to Jews is when the government of Israel, or the society of Israel is acting in an unjust way, it's okay to say that. All sovereign powers make mistakes. Our own country, genocide against Native Americans, slavery, all these horrible things. But the greatness of America is that we've been able to overcome in the long term.
Being a religious, community and person, I feel that it is our responsibility to speak up against the injustices wherever it is done, whether it is here or overseas, whether it is against the Jewish community or Muslim community. Right. So our interest might be at risk. Mm-hmm. So that is our greatest test, to rise beyond our selfish motives and interests and speak up and stand up, for the truth and justice.